Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm doing something slightly different from the norm. I have Ayesha from at the Magical Palette with me today, and I'm going to give her a live Instagram audit. So I'll be basically going through her Instagram account and telling her what are the places where she's doing really well and what are the changes or slight edits that she can make in order to attract more clients. So before we start, let me welcome Aisha. Hi, Aisha.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so Aisha, before we start, please don't be nervous. Don't think about the viewers. Just think about
Yeah,
me and you. It's a conversation between two friends, and you can be as honest as you're willing to be about the questions that I'm going to ask. Okay. Now, can you give my viewers a brief introduction about who you are and what you do?
yeah, sure. Okay, my name is Aisha, and the magical palette is basically my part-time hobby that I've started last year
Okay.
during pandemic when I was alone at home and I have nothing to do to calm my mind. The stress level was so high,
Hmm.
so I've started
Hmm.
doing calligraphy, and then I think I just fall in love with different scripts of calligraphy. Now, the first thing in my bucket list is that I want to learn different scripts in calligraphy. So far, I have learned brush calligraphy, copper plate, and answer script. And now I think I want to make perfection in these three scripts. Then I'll move forward to another script.
Okay. So within less than a year, is it that you
Yeah,
have learned all three different scripts? Oh, that's really great. That means you've been practicing consistently and you've been taking your craft
consistency
seriously,
is
isn't it?
very important.
Yeah. Okay, Aisha. Now, can you tell us what are the products that you're selling at the moment?
If we talk about products that I'm selling, I have recently launched some calligraphy practice pad where there are six kind of variants. That is a dot grid practice pad, grid practice pad, two variants of copper plate calligraphy, that is 5 mm and 6 mm guidelines, and
Hmm.
other ones are brush calligraphy for small tip and large tip. And other
Okay.
than practice pad, I have sold some frames, home decor frames, and some wedding invites. I have also
Hmm.
designed one, uh, what should I say, housewarming
Gift.
invite.
Okay. Okay, so you've been able to, I mean, you're trying different things because obviously you are new to this whole
Yeah,
calligraphy industry. But it's really amazing that you are already trying out different things. People are usually very scared to put themselves out, but you're already there. So that's really
I love to
commendable.
try different things.
That's really commendable. Keep it up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to open your Instagram account because we're here for the Instagram audit, right? So, yep. So this is Aisha's Instagram account, the magical palette. Aisha, if you don't mind me asking, where are you based? Are you based in
Uh,
India?
yeah, I'm from Barabanki, UP.
Which state? Okay, you. Okay, all right. So, I'll move through section after section. Yeah, I don't want to be all over the place. So we'll
Okay.
look at the bio first, and then we'll move to the highlights, and then to the grid. Okay. And of course, if you have questions in between, you're more than welcome to ask.
Okay.
All right. So the bio from the very start, I really like that you have used a keyword, calligraphy artist, and you have your name. and the category chosen is artist as well. Could I ask you what kind of account do you have? Is it business? Is it
I
creator?
have a business account.
Okay, I highly recommend switching to creator account because Instagram has a lot more features for creators than for business. There are a lot of similarities, but there are few differences here and there which works in your favor. And you are at the end of the day a creator, right? You are a creative person. So Instagram, like just to give a quick example, certain music or certain tracks or songs are not available in business account for reels. But if you switch to
Okay.
creator account, you will be able to access them. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I like that you are saying you are into brush, modern, copperplate calligraphy styles. However, if I'm coming to your Instagram account for the first time, I'm going to look at what you can offer me. So if I follow you, what is it that I'm going to get in return? Okay, so the bio is the first place people are going to check. So that is where you have to tell anyone who's coming across your account how you're going to serve them. So it could be something like I am a calligraphy artist and I teach workshops, or I'm a calligraphy artist um, who has calligraphy practice pads, something that talks about the offer or the services that you have right now. And I like that you have a code here. However, you are basically using this very important real estate. So you see the bio on Instagram, it's a very important real estate, okay? And you're using it to promote another business. I'm not sure what millennial lettering is, but this isn't really something you have to insert here. You could talk about this in your stories or highlights. You can have a highlight bubble saying 5% off or something, and use this space for talking more about what you do and how you can help your followers. Okay, like you have done here, DM to order calligraphy practice pads at 10% off. So that's a good call to action. You're basically telling people to take some kind of action, right? And I noticed that the URL, so under here is usually where we insert a link, a URL. I noticed that it's empty here, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
So, do you have like a website or something? What kind of
I'm currently
resources do you
working
have?
on my Instamojo store.
Okay. Um, you can have a coming soon page on your Insta Mojo store that is visible for people like me who are visiting for the first time. And you can leave the link here, right? You can actually say in the bio also pointing a downward, with a downward arrow saying that your website is coming soon and then link to the website. Or one of the things that I suggest people do is when they do not have a website yet, is if they are comfortable, then put a short link for a WhatsApp contact. So people can WhatsApp you if they want to hire you for any kind of services. And the third option that you have is to have a mailing list. So start building your email list and you can ask people to sign up for your mailing list. So there's a link that you're going to get from the mailing list app or software that you're going to use, like MailChimp or Sendinblue, those kind of services. So when you have a sign up form, you will get a link for it. So you can insert that link. Now, the reason why I'm very particular about this using a link is because this is the only place where you can insert link on Instagram, right? There's no other place where you can insert a link. People, you can't do it in your captions, reels, nowhere. And if you want to do it on your stories, then you have to cross 10K followers.
10K mark. Yeah.
Now, yeah, 10K followers is a lot. It's a huge number to cross. So until then, make sure that you're using the real estate that you have available to you. Okay. And when you, yeah, so where were we? I think I was telling you that it's really important that you
About
use
the
the URL.
URL.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really important that you use the URL. And also, if you can think of changing the username to something that is more keyword friendly. So, for example, since you are a calligraphy artist, maybe the calligraphy palette. This is just a suggestion. At the end of the day, it is your call because I know sometimes you're very close to the name that we have picked and we don't want to make changes. But the reason why I tell you to do this is because one, you're still early in the game, so it's not too late for you to change.
Yeah,
After a
but
while, the change becomes,
this is something that
sorry,
I thought earlier,
yeah,
because the magical palette is something related to painting, and I am a calligraphy
painting,
artist. So, yeah, I
exactly. So, see, anyone who is searching for anything related to calligraphy, let's say on Instagram, calligraphy is the key word here because that's your service. So, as you can see, these are the accounts that's coming up when I search for calligraphy. Yours wouldn't show up, at least not in the first few, because it doesn't have the word calligraphy in it. That said, since you do have calligraphy artist written here, you will come up in the searches, but it will be further below. So, whenever we are picking a name for our brand, our business, it's best to look for it's best to make it keyword friendly so that when people are searching for your service they're able to find you. Okay, now so we are done with the bio. Do you have any questions so far?
no.
Okay, all right. Now the next thing are the highlights. Now when it comes to highlights, okay, you do not have one too many of them. But if you can bring it down to like five or six, make it, keep it concise, then there are chances of people seeing your highlights or flipping through your highlights. When there are a lot of them, people tend to feel overwhelmed and they might not open and check through. Okay. And the second thing is that for the highlight covers, even if you do not have a logo or a branding in place right now, you can pick a couple of colors for your brand. And you see, it's something that we can always change. But for now, you can pick a couple of colors and have covers made for your highlights. So if you're good with Photoshop, you can do this on Photoshop or you can do it on Canva as well. Canva has, yeah, plenty of highlight covers already made for you, but if you want to customize it, you can do that as well. So, for example, for name writing, you can keep it, you can have an icon that shows you writing for your calligraphy. For client reviews or testimonials, you can have an icon that shows a customer icon or something similar so that when people see the icon, they're able to make out. Of course, you have written it down as well, but just to make it easier. Um, and also, when it comes to highlights, it is best to sort of follow the order that we have on our websites. Okay, so on a website, any website you take, they will have an about page, they will have, let's say, the shop page or my services. There will be a section for client testimonials, maybe, and then there'll be a section for FAQs. So you can sort of order your highlights the same way. So you can have the first highlight can be about you, who you are, what you do, and all of that. So a personal look at you. And then you can have another highlight that says shop. For example, you already have one here called shop. I'm assuming this is your shop. This is, I'm assuming this is the highlight where you are showing what you're selling, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I haven't
So
updated it since ages.
yeah, see, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But just make sure that the name that you're giving, um, See, it's all about vocabulary. So if you use the right words, there are more chances of people tapping on it and opening and seeing what you do. Okay. And then for reviews, you can write it client reviews, because whose review is it? Is it you reviewing something, or is it your client reviewing your products or services? It's your client reviews. So you can have client reviews. Now, Diwali sale and all, since the sale is over, you can actually take it off because it's not relevant anymore. So if you have any stories or highlights that's not relevant to what you're doing at the moment, you can take it off so that you are making space for something more important. Okay, so it's all about number one, making it easy for people who are reaching your profile to hit the follow button so that they know what they can expect from you. And number two, it's about conveying your message correctly so that people who are already following you are able to easily find your services and then purchase them. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yeah, if you, I want to update these, update the storage inside these labels, then I have to upload
Mm.
it again now.
No, you so I won't be able to show it here on the desktop, but if you go to your phone and you hold on one of, so you tap and hold on one of the highlight bubbles, and you will get the option of edit. So when you tap on edit, there will be another option saying add, and it will show you your older stories. So you can go and choose those stories, and then you can add it to your highlights. But I'm not sure how old, like what's the timeline for those stories. Yeah.
I
I've
think
done this.
14
Yeah.
days.
Something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I've done this like when I've forgotten to add something to my highlight, but I remember like 24 or 48 hours later. Otherwise, yes, like you said, we have to re-upload everything and then save it to highlight, which is totally fine. You can put up one story saying that, hey, I'm updating my highlight bubbles, so there'll be a lot of stories. If this is too much, you
Yeah,
can
I
exit.
remember you once did that.
Yeah. So you can always tell people so that they know what is going on and they're not, they don't feel annoyed by all the different stories you're going to post. And then after 24 hours, they all disappear. So it's fine. Okay. Now let's come to your post. I really like that you are trying out reels. So there are 6 reels already on top. That's really good. Now let's take one at a time. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is basically a process video where you are writing something and you have chosen a good music to go with it, like a good soundtrack to go with it. Now, I really like that you have a call to action here. Follow at the magical palette for more calligraphy videos. Hmm. Now, the thing with reels is that if let's say I'm seeing your reels while I'm watching other reels, right? I'm on my reels feed and I'm going through different reels. I wouldn't necessarily see your caption, which is why when it comes to these short form videos or any videos really, where it's really helpful if you add caption here. So towards the end of the video, you can add a caption here in your reel saying follow for more, or DM me more for more, whatever your call to action is. Make sure that you include it on the video itself. You If you do not want to keep it as the cover, then that's totally fine. But people are normally watching the video and they're not really reading the caption, especially when it comes to reels. So include that in the video as well. Now there was another video, not sure which one is. Okay, this one. This one, as you can see, just a sec. I think you forgot to add a cover here on the
Yeah,
feed. So when I'm, yeah,
in
so
this
when I'm
video.
coming, yeah. So when I'm coming to your profile, this video does, I mean, I'm not going to tap on this because it's not really telling me what is it about, but I will look into this. Now, so if you ever forget to include a cover, just delete the video and upload it again. It's best to fix the mistake right away than to leave it there like that. Okay. And I really loved how you have explained what is included. This is about a workshop, is it? No, this is about learning calligraphy through your Instagram. Okay. So I really like the way you have included the different things, and you have explained it well here as well in the caption. And okay, this one, although I like the idea of using reel to convey a message, this would have worked much better if it was a carousel post. Are you familiar with a carousel post? The one where you can include 10 slides. Let me, let me show you. My latest post is a carousel post. See? So why I suggest you use this instead of reel for these kind of post is because when they are moving so fast, it's not easy for your audience to read it. And if they don't read what you have written, they're not going to take action. They're not going to understand what you're trying to convey, right? So we have to make it easy for our audience. So you already have the graphics in place. All you had to do is to make a carousel. You can leave this here, and then after a couple of days, you can repost it again as carousel. It doesn't matter if you have already posted this before. It doesn't matter because different people respond to different posts. Okay. And with the carousel, it's also easier for people to like take their time and read. So they'll swipe left and then they'll swipe left. And then there are more chances for you, for them to actually reach out to you for help in terms of calligraphy. Okay. So now let's come to the caption. Okay. Now you're telling people that this is how calligraphy is done, but what you could also tell people is how for calligraphy can be used, or what are the areas where for calligraphy can be used. That way, people will be more intrigued. See, if I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, okay, there's something called for calligraphy. Great. But how does this help me? Right? So this is where you can have some examples, like you can write on mugs or ceramic mugs using for calligraphy. You can write on the wall. You can write on what are those things? Those acrylic blocks, acrylic cutouts that we use for
Canvases.
invitations. Yeah, on canvases. So when you give more ideas like that, that's when people are like, oh, okay, this is how we use for calligraphy. And they might actually end up following your tutorial, doing something using the tutorial, and they'll tag you in a photo or they'll DM you saying, hey, I tried out what you explained and this is how it came out. So that's how you build relationships as well, right? So this ultimately comes down to your ICA. I think you had attended my Instagram webinar, right?
Yeah,
So if you remember, I had spoken about ICA in there. So it's very important that you niche down and you think about your ICA when you're putting out these posts and when you're writing caption. Everything you put out on your Instagram should be with your ICA in mind. It should be to serve them. It should be to help them. So you should go that one step ahead, one step extra closer to them so that you are able to convert them into paying clients. And by that, what I mean is when you start talking to your ICA and not anybody else, that's when they will start DMing you asking, okay, can you make a wedding invitation for me? Or can you make um, a home decor piece for me? Or I would like to purchase your practice pad and all of that. Okay, so you have to keep your IC in mind, and really drill down on your niche so that you're able to write your captions properly. I really loved this reel, the pack and order with me. This is a great idea to show your products or to show what you're selling without really being in your face. But you could also include what these items were in the caption. I think these were tags.
Yeah, these were labels for a clothing brand.
Okay, so you can include in your caption, you can go ahead and edit it here, saying that these were tags for so and so, and it went, you shipped it out to so and so state or city or country, and DM me for more. So not to follow you for such videos. What you want are orders. So tell people to DM you if they would like to commission similar work, right? So the caption here in the video is already doing a great job of grabbing the person's attention. But in the caption, you can go one step further by reminding people that you're in it, you're here for calligraphy services and you're open for hiring or you're open for commissions. And the only way you can say that is by including that in your caption. Okay. All right. So I don't want to like overwhelm you with a lot of information in one go, but these are some of the quick changes that you can make, which will show you results, like the bio, make it more concise and to the point, leave a call to action, have a link. If you feel up for it, then maybe you can change your username and make it keyword friendly or calligraphy related. For your highlights, have some covers. Delete the ones that are not relevant to your business anymore, and keep it concise and easy to find and easy to flip through. And then in the captions, remember to give call to action, very clear call to action. With videos, remember to have a cover so that somebody who's visiting for the first time know what the video is about and they are going to tap on it. For fast moving videos with a lot of text, it's best to use a carousel post. And again, remind people that you're open for commissions, you're open for hiring. This is something that we have to constantly tell people. It might sound very repetitive in our head, but for people who are following us, they don't see all of our content, right? The way the algorithm works and everything. So, not all 400 followers or how many of the followers you have are going to see all of your content, so it's not repetitive for them. It might feel repetitive for us. But for them, you are basically doing them a service by reminding them that, okay, you can hire me for this. I do tags, I do artwork, I do invitations, and all of that.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I've realized that I'm not promoting my services and products, but I'm just promoting my artworks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not
So
getting clients.
yes. So see, this is where a lot of people make mistakes as well. They think that getting clients means we have to do something very huge. But the basic thing that we can do is by telling people that, hey, I am so and so, I'm a calligraphy artist and I do so and so work. I teach workshops or I accept commissions. And we have to do that on a consistent daily basis so that people, the idea that you're available for commission is drilled down into the person's mind. and they actually take the action of DMing you or WhatsApping you for an order. Okay, Aisha, do you have any questions before we
Yeah,
wrap up?
I want to ask if you have any opinion about ghost or bot followers. As I've seen a lot of Instagram posts that are suggesting to remove your bot followers. I mean, is it work? Like, does it?
How do we know whether an account is bot or a real person? There really is not a clear cut way to know that. And many times, people who might seem like a ghost followers are people who just don't are not good at engaging or just not interested in engaging. They might flip through your content, they might see your stuff, but they may not really leave a like or a comment. I have loads of clients who are not super active on Instagram, but they found me through Instagram or they hired me on Instagram. And when I go to their account, it's usually private and there's hardly any post, or if it is a public account, there's hardly anything going on, but they do use Instagram to find people that or service providers that they're looking for. They might have a separate account for work and they're probably following me from the personal account where there's hardly anything going on. So it's not really easy for us to make the differentiation, number one. And number two, when it comes to boards, Instagram cleans up boards every now and then, which is why sometimes we have our follower counts going down considerably, like out of the blue. That's basically Instagram deleting accounts that have been inactive for too long, and deleting bot accounts like spammy accounts and all of that. So we should just let it be. Just because someone says that we should clean up, we shouldn't go and clean up the account because we might end up deleting or blocking someone who isn't really a ghost follower, who's just, who is someone on Instagram, but not super active, you know.
Yeah, and that's the
So,
confusion because I do have a client whose account looks like bot account, and she has zero followers. And then she was
yeah.
my in the past.
Exactly. So, if there's no way to make that differentiation, and I really don't think we should get into that mindset of, okay, let me clean up a few people, my engagement is going to increase. No, engagement, the way your engagement is going to increase is number one, you put out content that serves your audience in some way, your ICA in some way. And number two, you engage with other people so that they come back and engage with you. So that's about it. The rest of the thing is just people coming up with really unusual ideas. So, do you have any other questions, Aisha?
No,
Okay, I hope you found the session helpful. Once you
yeah,
make these changes, you're most welcome. Once you make these changes and you start seeing any results, do keep me posted. Just let me know on Instagram because I love hearing about people applying, implementing whatever I teach them, and then them getting results because ultimately this is what it's about,
yeah.
right?
Actually, after the webinar, I started applying uh, lot of changes one by one, and now after
Right.
3 months, I'm starting to see results like
Okay.
increase in followers and real views,
Mm.
and I'm trying
Okay.
to be as consistent as possible, and it's really working.
Thank you so much, Aisha. I'm really happy to hear that. And you're really doing a good job. I'm not saying this for the sake of saying it, but you are very consistent. I see your name on my stories as well. And you are engaging with me in my DMs and on my post and everything. So I know you are putting yourself out there and you are trying. And inshallah, you will see better results. It's a very organic process. There's no point in pushing it. Yeah. But inshallah, you will see results as time passes.
All right. I hope you found that Instagram audit with Ayesha from at the Magical Palette helpful. I would like to talk to you quickly about my upcoming 3-week Instagram marketing bootcamp before I wrap up this video. So here are the features, like a quick look at the features. It starts from August 7th up until August 21st of this year. And there are going to be live weekly classes via Zoom, live Instagram audits, more in-depth audits like what I did just now with Ayesha. Live Q&A sessions so that you can ask me questions, worksheets and homework, a private WhatsApp support group, and the first 3 registered attendees will receive a complimentary 20-minute one-on-one consultation. 2 of those spots have already been taken. And by the end of the bootcamp, you will stop complaining about the algorithm once and for all, be more confident about managing Instagram, have a lot more clarity on who your ideal client is and how to serve them, come up with a content strategy that converts followers to paying clients, close more sales via Instagram stories and DMs using my step-by-step method. So I'll be sharing my secret method that I use on my Instagram stories and then in DMs for closing sales. Now, this bootcamp is ideal for artists, given that I have almost a decade's experience in the art industry. I am very comfortable teaching, coaching and helping artists. Most of my clients are artists themselves, creative entrepreneurs, small business owners, and freelancers. Now, there are 17 modules that are spread through 3 weeks. Now, this is the first time I'm doing a bootcamp of this sort, but I've been teaching Instagram workshops for small businesses since 2017. They're usually 3 hours long. Once COVID hit, I started doing it online via Zoom. But I noticed that a lot of times people don't really implement the strategies that they learned during the webinar. They come in with a lot of enthusiasm, but it sort of fizzles out as the day passes. And I felt that with a boot camp, you will not only have time to absorb the content that I'm teaching you, but you will also have time to implement those strategies, come back and ask me questions within the boot camp itself. So you will start seeing results right away with minor changes here and there, and then you will also be learning strategies that are going to help you in the long run. So for example, content strategies, content pillars, content calendar, these are things that's going to stay with you for a really, really long time. And those are basically marketing basics, not just the basics of Instagram marketing. And defining your ideal client. I'll be talking about finding your niche during this training as well. So all of these things are going to stay with you for a really long time. It is an investment in terms of your time, energy, and money. And before I go, I would like to share with you a testimonial that Dia Matthew of at Backwater Calligraphy shared with me just a week or maybe 10 days ago. She attended my webinar. I think it was in June. Either June or May. And she has been implementing the strategies that I taught in the webinar, and she's already starting to see results. She's gotten more orders. She has more clarity on who her ICA is and how to write captions and all of that. And I follow her account, and I've seen her how she has sort of come out of her shell, and she's really pushing herself. And thanks to all of her efforts, she is starting to see results. Same with Ayesha, who just came up here for the Instagram audit. She attended my Instagram for Business webinar back in March this year. And she has been following the strategies and implementing them on a consistent basis. And now with the Instagram audit, I've helped her even further, because sometimes I feel that although a webinar is a great idea, or like attending an online course is a great idea, getting someone to actually have a look at your Instagram account is can be very helpful, which is why I'll be auditing at least one attendee's Instagram account every week during the session so that others get to see what kind of changes to make on the account or on the bio in the way they are writing the captions, etc., and improve their bio as well. Now, the strength of the class is going to be very small, just 10 students, because I prefer keeping the class small so that I'm able to give everyone the attention that they require. I'm a very quality over quantity person when it comes to my workshops and classes. So if this sounds to be up your alley, if you have been struggling with Instagram, if you are overwhelmed by all the features and everything, I highly recommend signing up for the bootcamp. In the last week, I'll be teaching you strategies to leverage all the different features like live, which then becomes IGTV, stories, reels, so on and so forth. I go all in. We'll be diving really deep into Instagram. It's not just about what to post, when to post, but there's a lot more nuance and complexity when it comes to Instagram marketing, and we'll be covering all of that, inshallah. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions regarding the program, you are more than welcome to leave a comment here or send me a quick email. My email and the link to the sign-up page is in the description box below. Or just send me an Instagram where I'm more active than I'm here on YouTube. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. I will see you soon. Bye.